Hello, architects. So you'll be thinking, why did I call you architects instead of students? So I consider all of you as architects. The point when you have decided to be an architect, you have decided of studying architecture, you have become an architect. So you all are architects. So I would like to call you architects. Okay. So welcome to another video of THiNC Institute. So today we'll be discussing about JEE architecture drawing. Okay. So we have 5 common mistakes generally students make in JEE B.Arch drawing. Okay. So we'll be discussing about common mistakes that generally students make in drawing part of architecture. Okay. So so what all are the major mistakes in JEE B.Arch drawing? So here I have given a picture of scene drawing. Okay. So you'll be thinking how to do a proper drawing, like how to score maximum marks in JEE drawing. You'll be thinking of strategies, different strategies, ideas, how to score more, how to impress the evaluator. So we'll be discussing the major mistakes that generally students do. So if you correct all those mistakes, you can score more marks. Okay. So architecture drawing. Drawing is an important part in architecture entrance exams, both JEE and NATA. So in JEE, 25% of questions are from drawing part. Okay, so you have to be careful about your way of drawing, the criteria, the evaluation criteria, scale and proportion, all those technical aspects and all. So we'll go in detail to our topic. So firstly, we have misperceive the problem, which means understanding the problem in a way which is not should be understood. Okay. So when you look into a question, you have to read it obviously. Then you will observe. You will think what that question is. So before answering the question, you have to have a proper idea like what that question is. What is the intention of that particular question? Understand the intention of the question and hence the evaluation criteria, which means each question, like in any entrance exams, especially in architecture entrance exams, for drawings we have some kind of intention, some kind of evaluation criteria. So why these questions are asked? So you have to be aware of that part. Okay, why this question is asking? Why we have a scene drawing question? Why we have a 2D composition question? And why we have a 3D composition question? And why they are asking us to draw a portrait? Why they are asking us to copy something, like why they're asking us to render it, why they're asking us to do it in black and white. So we have to be aware of all these things. Okay. So observe the question carefully, understand the problem, and then arrive at the solution. That's next. Okay. So why we do it? Okay, and what should it do, and how will we get it done? Okay, so these are the major strategies of any entrance exam, or not just entrance exam, like anything that we do. Like these are the major things that we should know. Why we are doing that? What should it be, and how to get it done? Okay, so we have to be, for example, we have a scene drawing question. So before answering or before reading the question, you have to know. Okay, we have a scene drawing question for this particular exam, and why they're asking for scene drawing question. So if we know the intention of the question, we can answer it properly. Like, for example, I know why scene drawing question is asked. So I know what are the criteria. I know what they are evaluating in that question. So then I can easily arrive at the solution, arrive at the proper solution. So we have to know what that particular problem is. Okay. So that is the first strategy, and that is the major mistake that generally students make. We won't put much effort to understand, to perceive that question and why that question is asked. We have to do composition, and most of the students who are attending architecture entrance exams, both JEE and NATA, they don't know why a 2D composition question is there, why a 3D composition question is there. So we should know why it is asked. Then we can arrive at a proper solution. Okay. So after that, we have to observe the question carefully. So there will be some technical terms. So this time for JEE B.Arch session 1, we had a question. We had a 3D composition question, which is asked to make an abstract 3D composition using musical instruments. There are different words are there, like musical instruments. That are the objects that we are supposed to do it with. Then we have abstract, we have sculpture, abstract sculpture. So we should know what sculpture is. We have to observe the question properly and why they're asking this question, what is their intention, what will be the criteria, what will they check. They'll be checking our rendering skill, they'll be checking our coloring skill. So we should know before attending the exam what they are checking in this particular question. So then we can easily arrive at a better solution. Okay. So after reading the question, understand, ideate, and then come to your point, come to your solution. Okay. So that's the process. So that's you should do it. Okay. So just understand the criteria and then observe the problem and then arrive at a proper solution. Okay. Yes. And then next we have inappropriate distribution of time. Okay. So you all know that time management is important in any exams, any entrance exams, whether it be medical, engineering, architecture, any exams. Time management is the key. You have to manage the time properly. So for JE, we don't have a split up time for this much time for drawing, this much time for arc awareness, this much time for max. So it's 3 hours. It's continuous 3 hours. So you have to divide. You have to split this 3 hours into okay, this much time is for max, this much time is for drawing. So the time you're taking for drawing is important. Okay, so time management is an important key in any entrance exams. Understand the weightage of each topics and calculate the time for drawing accordingly. That means we have to understand the weightage. Okay, we have 25% of marks from drawing, and we have 50 marks from aptitude, and we have 50 questions from aptitude for 200 marks. Then we have 100 marks questions for maths. So you have to understand, okay, this much weightage is this particular topic carried. So then you can calculate the time. And also in these two drawings, you have to understand, okay, this much time will be taken for this particular question. Observe drawing questions and split the questions based on time consumption. So for example, we have two questions. This time we had as usual 2 questions. We have a scene drawing question, and over question we have 3D composition, and then we had a rendering question. So we know that, okay, this much time it will take to render, to copy a picture, and this much time it will take to render it. Okay, so just go to the question, read both questions, both drawing question, and then calculate the time. Okay, for this particular question I will take, okay, this much time. So that comes after practice. If you practice properly, if we have a proper guidance of an experienced faculty or a proper environment of study, then you can easily understand by reading the question. Okay, this much time is this question for. Okay, this studio composition question will take around 20 to 25 minutes, or this rendering will take around 45 minutes. So after practicing that much, you can easily calculate the time. Okay, so time management, in summary, it's time management. It's very important in attending a drawing. So generally students make mistakes, like they don't read both questions. So firstly they'll check the first question, then they'll do it, and then after that they'll go for the second question. So after reading both questions, you can, okay, you have to decide, okay, which question should I attend first, which question should I attend to go for like second. Okay, so you have to read both questions and then calculate your time, ideate your drawing, ideate your ideas, and then arrive at a solution, and then split your time properly. Okay, that shouldn't be equal. Like it won't be always equal. Like okay, I'm giving 1 hour for drawing, and in that 1 hour, 30 minutes is for 2D composition, 30 minutes is for rendering and proportionate drawing. So it's not like that. It varies. So if proper practice or proper guidance, you can easily identify from the question, okay, this question carries this much time. Okay, so so that is very important, time management. Then prioritizing aesthetics over other skills. Okay, this is a major mistake that students generally make. Okay, before going into that point, we have some doubts in comment section. A student is asked, so how can we split the timing for different topics? Yes. So there comes practice. If you have proper practice, you can easily split time. For example, this year's question for session 1, we had two drawing questions for JEE. As I said earlier, we had a question, proportionate rendering question. So looking at the picture, if you have proper practice, if you have practiced well, if you had good guidance from an experienced faculty, You can easily identify, okay, this question will take this much time. So that judgment will be proper if you have practice. If you had practiced enough, you can easily judge the question. So this time that proportion question was kind of easy. That rendering question was kind of easy. And then for 3D composition, it is musical instrument. So it's not that easy to draw musical instruments and make it in a 3D way and make it a sculpture and again an abstract sculpture. We have to color it. We have to show textures. We have to show shadows. So you can think, okay, it will take this much time. It will take this much time for that particular question. So it all comes after practice. If you have practice well, you have proper guidance, you can easily judge, okay, this question will take this much time. Like if you're attending enough model exam, for example, like for in our institute, like THiNC, we are conducting like plenty of model exams. So after attending all these exams, students will be able to judge the question. Okay, this particular question will take this much time. Okay, and then we have a question from Hansh. What could we expect they would ask for the next session of JEE? Okay, that is not a topic related to this session, but still I will answer that. Generally, they ask different topics for both sessions. Last year, we had a 2D composition question for session 1 and a proportionate rendering question. But for second session, they asked 3D composition and proportionate rendering question. So in my opinion, I expect a 2D composition question for this next session of JEE B.Arch. Because this time they asked 3D composition question, they asked a proportionate rendering question, they asked scene drawing question, like which was our question. So next time I'm expecting 2D composition question, and obviously the proportionate rendering question will be there. Like for if you check questions of last 3-4 years, you can see a proportionate rendering question in each exam. So we can expect that one question, and maybe one question will be like all questions. So you can expect a 2D composition question for next exam. Okay. So I think that's clear. So we'll go into the next mistake that students make, prioritizing aesthetics over other skills. Okay. So we always try to make it beautiful, right? Like whenever we draw something, we'll try to make it beautiful. So when we draw a scene drawing, we have to, make it look good. So then sometimes we'll forget the other technical aspects, right? For example, you are asked to draw a 2D composition. When you are asked to make it, you're asked to express rhythm or any other principle in that particular composition. And then you are asked to draw it in analogous color scheme. So for that, you have to know what analogous color scheme is, right? So those technical aspects, those fundamentals of drawing, perspectives, principles of composition, color theory, shape composition, line behavior, behavior of shapes, how to express emotion, balance, like all those things are there. So you have to like consider all these aspects. Okay, so sometimes students like prioritize aesthetics over all these aspects. Like they just want to make it beautiful. So sometimes they forget, okay, it's analogous colors. You know what analogous colors is? Sometimes instead of analogous colors, students make it monochromatic. So there comes the priorities. You have to go into the technical aspects, the details, the fundamentals of drawing, and then you have to make it, present neatly. You have to present it neatly. Then you have to. It should be aesthetic. Obviously, your drawing should be aesthetic, but aesthetic is not the prioritizing point. It's not the first point that you should consider. So don't prioritize aesthetics over other skills. Okay. So for that, you have to learn theories of drawing. You have to have a basic idea about what 2D composition is, how many type of compositions are there, what is color theory, which all color schemes are there. So if they ask for any 3 colors, we have different type of color schemes. If they ask any 3 colors, you can choose triadic colors. There are different type of color schemes. So for that, you have to learn the theories and then fundamentals of drawing, how to balance it, how to give proper line weights, how to render, how to give textures, how to make it, how to give shadows and all. Okay. Then expand skill set by learning specific topics in architectural sketches and compositions. Like, to attend scene drawings, you have to have an idea about what is point of view, what is a perspective drawing. So you have to have an idea about each of these topics. Okay. So learn all these topics, like the theories, the fundamentals, and then you can go for aesthetics. Okay, it should look good, it should be aesthetic, but before that, all these points come. Okay, So if you have any other queries or any questions related to our batches, our classes, or anything else, you can contact in this number. We have crash batches going on. We have crash batches, admissions are coming. We have JE and NATA crash batches. So if you have any doubts related to batches or the syllabus or anything, you can contact in this number. Okay. So, so here in this picture, you can see this is a scene drawing. So it is in 3-point perspective, right? So to draw such a question, this is a lizard view. So if you are asked to draw it in a lizard view, you have to know what a lizard's point of view. You have to know what this perspective is, what is 3-point perspective, how to detail. How you can see the rendering. You can see the textures and all. And also comes to light and shadow, like vehicle drawing. So in all these drawings, it's not just artistic drawing that they are expecting in JE paper 2. It is evaluated by architects, so you can expect some high level evaluation. Okay, you're going to be architects, that your that skill is getting tested. Okay, so it's not just artistic drawing, you have to go in detail. So you have to you should get enough classes, guidance and from experienced faculties or architects. Okay, whether it be black and white or colors. So before going into next mistake, we have some more questions. Okay, we have questions from any specific color scheme for a type of questions like in rendering or sketching, sir. Any type of specific type color scheme. Okay, they're asking if there is any color scheme for, is it for sketching or compositions? Can you just clear? And before clearing that one, I'll go to the next question. Sir, is the size of the drawing matter in perspective, like the eye of lizard? Yes, the size of the drawing matters because the area, like when a lizard is looking, like in previous drawing you can see when lizard is looking, the area that lizard can see is different. Like if a person, if a human being is looking there, the area or the vision, like it will be different. So considering the point of view, you have to change. Okay. So if you have proper knowledge in perspectives and all, you can easily identify, like you can easily judge the size of the drawing. Okay, composition. So that question, the previous question was related to composition. There is no specific color schemes. We have a color wheel, 12 color wheel, right? You all know like what color wheel is. So you'll be getting enough classes on color wheels and if you are attending any classes. So color wheel is an important topic. So like there are some schemes. You have monochromatic, analogous, and there are many color schemes. So if you know this color scheme, you can easily choose these colors. Sometimes they specifically ask for that particular scheme, and sometimes they'll be like, okay, choose any two colors. So complementary colors are pair. So you can easily go for that scheme. So if you already know all the schemes, you can easily go for that scheme, or you can select any other colors. If you have to consider contrast, color balance. There are many theories coming in color theories. You have to have a proper idea. You have to get proper classes on that one, like to identify which scheme is that, which colors should I select and what. Okay. So yes. The next mistake that generally students make is choice of wrong materials. Okay, wrong choice of materials. That means we have different materials available in market. I'm talking about drawing materials, drawing tools. Okay, so you have to select proper materials with adequate quality. We have different brands of color pencils. So if you know, I think if you have checked different brands of color pencils, you can easily identify that some pencils are too good. You'll get smooth colors. That will affect your styling. If the pencil is smooth enough, you can easily color. Right. If the color pencil is good enough, you can easily color. You'll get the satisfaction. And if it's rough, you will take time to make it, aesthetically pleasing. So you have to choose proper brands. Not shouldn't be expensive, but it should have a proper. It should have an adequate quality. Okay. So then only you can make it perfect. If you have skills, you can make good drawings like using any materials. But this is a competitive exam. So some students will be using good quality of materials, good quality materials. So then to compete, you're competing with others, right? So then you have to consider, you have to choose proper materials for your drawing, like proper, even it should, whether it's a sharpener or a razor, a ruler, like whatever it is, you have to pick a proper choice. You have choice, your choice should be proper. Okay, material choice should be proper. Okay. So yes. So if you have to score good marks, good percentile in colleges like NITs, SPS, you have to score above 99 percentile in JEE, right? We all know that. We have some institutes like NIT Calicut, SP Delhi. All these are like major, better, good institutes in India for architecture, to study architecture. So if you have to study in NITs and SPS, you have to score well in JEE B.Arch paper 2. Okay. So drawing is an important part of JEE B.Arch. So that is very important. So lastly we have anesthetic presentation. So there comes your neatness, presentation, aesthetics, balance, everything. Okay, present your drawing neatly. Okay, utilize the given space and compose your drawing properly. That means you have to consider all these technical aspects: perspective, composition, drawing. Then for rendering, you have proportion, scale, and all. But after all, it should look good, right? In architecture, when we make a sheet of a design, you have to present it neatly. Like you have to impress the client, right? So maybe your design like is better. Maybe your design is the best design, but if your presentation is not that good, the client will not be impressed, right? So there comes presentation and aesthetics. So you consider all these technical aspects, you consider all these theories, then you have to present it properly. That should be neat. The placing, where it should be placed, like in a corner or center, or how to balance it, how to present it neatly. That presentation matters, because people, the architects who are evaluating your drawings, will be making it fast. So if you have to impress in their first look, that should be aesthetically pleasing. That should be neat. That should be properly balanced in proper size. You have proper size, like there be a given space. So how you utilize the space, how you align your drawing in that particular space. So that matters. Okay. So if you attend enough practice sessions, if you attend enough model exams, you can easily, have an idea about how to align, how to present your drawing neatly. And if you get enough guidance, you have to get corrections after submitting your drawing. You have to get corrections. Okay, how you should present neatly. So there you need classes. Okay, there you need guidance from faculties. There you need guidance from architects who are qualified from different institutes like NITs, SPS. Okay, so here we have many different faculties who are artists, designers, architects. We have faculties from NITs and SPS. So we have crash batches going on. We have admissions still continuing. So if you have to join our institute for NATA or JEE crash batch, contact in this particular number. Okay, number is given here. So, so that's it. I think this session was helpful. So consider all these mistakes, all these mentioned 5 mistakes when you attend your JEE paper 2. So all the best. I again repeat, I calling you architects because you all are architects, you are future architects. So I wish all you, a good exam, a easy exam. So your next exam would be an easy one. Okay. So all the best. Thank you all. Thank you, host.